Alright, it's Willie Jamie. Welcome to my channel. So, previously we talked about material and practice a dress and a pants or trousers. I'm not sure how to say this, but I'm not satisfied with this dress because the folding part I think I did not actually do it well. So I want to practice one more, but this reflective I think is fairly easy one. So I even add some like icing on the cake just to add some like different color. Yeah, so in this video I'm going to let me just get rid of this. I'm going to practice the folding. Okay, so let's without further ado, let's quickly do this. So first I like use a, let's just be creative, use a specific color, so just to make things more interesting. Okay, and let me adjust the lighting a little bit. I think it's a little bit too dark. Okay, and let me adjust. I think it's the screen color. Let me just make it really bright. Yeah, that's more like it. So yeah, let's continue. So I'm going to make a maybe just a half of the body. So maybe just some neck area here, and there will be shouldering parts, then the chest somewhere here, and I'm going to like make it just half of the body, something like this. Okay, and then the hands maybe something like this. Okay, the hands like this. So there will be the shoulder, there will be the neck. I'm going to make it like curve this way and this way. Okay, so neck, maybe this, and the shoulder go down like this, and like curve it inside and outside. Okay, just add a little bit of volume here. Okay, and yeah, so maybe something like this. Okay, and the neck, just to make it like more curved, and okay, just add a little bit of hint of the volume. Okay, so yeah, just get rid of all this messy part. Okay, and then the clothes, I think maybe add some fold it so the clothes go all the way down here. Let's um you know there's like a tip of wearing clothes. So in order to make like the person looks taller, you can like increase the waistline. So um it some people like tend to tuck one side of the clothes up higher a little bit. So I'm going to draw this as well. So the folded parts, like going here and go the way and tuck it, like upside a little bit, like tuck it upside a little bit, and then going all the way up, and then maybe go here, something like that. Let's add a little bit of V shape. Okay, maybe something like this. Okay, I think this part's a little bit too long. Let me just make it shorter. This maybe I want more tuck away, so let me get rid of what's inside and just add a little bit of volume here. So I want most of the hand to be like a tuck away by this. Okay, this may be a little bit too big, so I'm going to modify this. Okay, something like that. Okay, that's much better. Okay, so let me first like mainly focus mainly on the clothes rather than the body. So um, I'm going to quickly get the color. Let's okay. I don't want to focus too much on the line art. So let's ink. Let's change it to, yeah, I want a little bit of the skin color. Okay, I don't want like completely black, so I maybe use this color. Okay, this looks pretty good. increase and decrease the size. Okay, maybe decrease a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to quickly get the line ready. And here, the reason for I doing this line is that I want to use this as a quick reference, so I can quickly, add the color here. So let me quickly do something like this. Okay, maybe too much. So tiny little bit. Okay, I want this to go outside, inside, connected. Quickly get this. I think I can even, not doing something like this, but rather just use this should be like close to the outside a little bit, and then some maybe curve like this and something like this. Okay, so I'm going to duplicate this, just a quick preparation, Gaussian, tiny little bit, just maybe 2 or 3 times. Combine these 3. So, and then I can feel the color. Okay, maybe not something like this, maybe a little bit, yeah, brighter, something like that. Yeah, and make a little bit, just a little bit hints. Okay, so you got a decent background, and you can hide it and actually add it close. So I'm going to decrease the opacity a tiny little bit. So let's draw the close, practice the close. So the close should like go down and up a little bit. So I'm going to use this time I think I can use the blackish color. Okay, just draw it. So first it will have a little bit overlap. So I will, like a little bit overlap here. Maybe make a thing, right? A little bit overlap, and then go all the way down. So go all the way down, just one nice line here, and we go all the way up. I want like a little bit curve, so go all the way up. This area it should like go outside a little bit more, so add a little bit more, just make it some sort of irregular, like folded, yeah. And then here I want to add a little bit of volume, so it won't be like too flat. So I want a little bit tuck away here, yeah, sorry, a little bit tuck away, and maybe here, and then a little bit of volume, just to give it a little bit hint. Extrude it tiny little bit, but go all the way down, yeah, then go here. And because I want to this go like we're a little bit tuck away, so like increase the waistline, so this area should be more folded, so folded, okay, so folded, and I want like go outside a little bit, okay, and then this is like folded inside, and then folded, then go inside, and I want this part to be like go outside a little bit, and then fold it. Okay, I want to close this. Okay, fold it, and I want this to have a little bit curve. So going down a little bit, and then going here, and then going down a little bit. Okay, this is just some random process. It's not like you have to do this way. You don't. You actually don't need to do whatever I'm doing. I just want to quickly analyze the thing, and yeah, quickly get this knowledge into my head, like getting a muscle understanding of the thing I want to learn. Okay, a little bit folded, maybe a little bit tiny little bit. Okay, a little bit going outside, inside. Yeah, that's just make it more natural. Oh my gosh, it's pretty noisy outside. Okay, so we got this area, and I like a quick base color. So I'm going to duplicate this and set this as a maybe as a reference. I want to test a lot of theory this way. A little bit tilted to the skin color, so it kind of sort of show a semi-transparency here. Yeah, so we already use this as reference, so we can, yeah, strange. I already set this as reference. Why I can't feel the color? That's pretty weird. I already set this as reference. So maybe duplicate two, combine this as reference. Okay, maybe duplicate it multiple times, and maybe just add some of the Gaussian, just to make it thinker, and got all that as a reference. Is that enough? And then I can fill the color. Yeah, that's much better, in fact. I'm going to make the line a little bit not so bold, so I'm going to increase the area that I feel, so it just become more natural, and it's sort of like eat away the line, and I love this. And Procreate made a little bit mistake here, so I'm going to not make this as a reference, but rather do things manually. So the fill color here, let's think about this. Okay, so it's not here. Actually, maybe it's this layer. Okay, I'm going to do holding area here and tap it, just to find out the. Okay, the layer that I'm. So it's layer 7. Okay, so layer 7. Oh, it's a layer here. So if I like decrease, yeah, that's pretty strange. So it's the line at the layer 7. Yeah, here, this layer. So I think I can still make this a reference. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think, yeah, I think I can still make every layer below, and this is a sketch. This is the body and skin color. So yeah, maybe I can I just group this? Okay, I'm not sure, so I group this and duplicate group, hide group, and combine all this together and make this a reference, just to make sure I won't like do something crazy and delete this group. Okay, just a quick fix for you. And then I want to fix the color here, set this as reference so it will not mess up, and then I will add a tiny color here. Yeah, so all that for a for a single one. Okay, and the skin color, let me just quickly change it so it's much nicer. It's much nicer. And the background color, let me change it. Yeah, I can't change the background color in case if I change it, it will completely mess up the whole thing. So the outline, can I just get rid of the outline? Yep, I can't do that. Because if I get rid of the outline, it will. Yeah. So what about I make this layer a little bit Gaussian blur, so it will like blur it out, so to fill the area, and make the layer as a alpha lock. Okay, and then I can erase things, or I can paint the area here. So it's yeah, some experiment I want try. So I want to add a little bit texture, maybe just sketch, oil pastel, something like that. Let me use this as a texture adding. Okay, something like that. Yeah, it will not 100% work fine, but I just want to get rid of the like rough edges. Yeah, doesn't really matter because we're just drawing the clothes here. So I'm going to duplicate this in case I mess something up. And let's add the right now it's a like really flat. So I want to add a little bit volume here. So I'm going to add this as a clipping mask. So what about some shadow? So what about maybe just decrease the lights and yeah, maybe something like this, maybe even darker. Okay, so make sure it's a clipping mask, and then I'm going to make things a little bit smoother. So I'm going to use an ink studio pen. Yeah, I'm using studio pen. So I want this to be much more folded than this. It's really flat. So I have to make sure where the sun comes from. The sun normally comes from above. Okay, so this area should be more bright, and because I want this to extrude, the chest area to extrude, so this area should have light, this area should have the darkness. So that's the thing that I'm going to do. So I'm going to get some area here, maybe somewhere here, just to quickly add things that you like. You watch it like the first sign, first thing that you think, well, that should be dark. Yeah, that's the place where you should do this. Okay, so yeah, I think I might use the like selection tool a bit better. Yeah, I can't do this. So let's think about this. Maybe I should use selection tool. Okay, let me try use a selection tool for this one. So use selection freehand. Okay, so like here. Okay, going up here, going down a little bit. Okay, maybe a little bit like some folded area here and there. By going up, down, somewhere like this. And since I can't like go outside, doesn't really matter. I can fill that with a specific color, and then I can fill with a little bit dark color. Yeah, that should do. Okay, you don't need to be like 100% precise at this moment. You just need to you know, give this like a biggest darkest thing, and it should work. And then let's continue to add more shadow. So for example, I want this to be like folded inside. So what's above the folding area should be light, and then the folded like indent area should be darker. So that's the freehand that I want to do. So for example, this area, like I'm going to draw a triangle. This is a new trick that I'll learn. So like triangular area, and then yeah, mainly what's inside should be, you know, I think maybe this area or this should be filled with the color like this. Okay, and this area maybe add a little bit. So the triangular shape should be like the dark area, and then once you got the dark area, the light area should like be fairly easy for you to choose. So for example, I think yeah, the color. Let's just go back to the color. Yeah. So I'm going to use it like a clipping technique. So instead of just draw the light area, I'm going to use the dark area to clip and leave the light area alone. So that's how to draw. It's a fairly effective way to quickly get the dark area down, as well as leave the light area alone. So that's what I'm going to do, and I think I can continue to do this. Maybe add another one, just to make sure that I can quickly get things done. So for example, this area is just way too smooth. Okay, so I'm going to dealing with that later. But this area, I'm going to like learn from the past mistake. I'm going to add more folded. So for example, add something like this. It's like a triangle shape here, and then fill. Okay. If you think this is not enough, add another clipping mask, and just add another maybe. Okay. Okay. This should be clipping mask, and then here deselect and select. Okay, maybe tiny little bit here. Okay, and somewhere like this. Okay, I want this to be more folded, and then yeah, connecting the dots. Fill the color, drag and drop. Yeah, that should do. And for example, you are add something interesting like a guiding. Here you can also do that by using the selection tool. So for example, you want to add some, yeah, you need to deselect it first and then add something interesting. Okay, so you can do that as well. So yeah, so pretty good. Yeah, so if you want more variation rather than all this, you can, okay, I'm going to group everything together, and you know what I should do: duplicate this, hide this, and make all this just the one, because I'm going to do something crazy, and I don't want to influence different parts differently, because I want to do it quick way. Just quick Gaussian blur, so it become much more natural. And then I want to add, say, different, like linear burn, lighten. I think linear burn actually looks pretty good, but I want this to have a yeah, this is like a complete color dodging would just to give you a light color. I don't want that. Overlay, soft light, all that linear, maybe division, exclusion, subtract, divide, hue, saturation, all that. Yeah, luminosity. I think the normal right now is already pretty good, but I want to like dampen it down a little bit. Okay, I don't want too drastic change. Yeah, and then like at the area here, I can manually just add something. So for example, I can, let me think about this. I can make the line art a reference, and then yeah, maybe just do that manually. I think this time you can already add some detail right now. So soft brush, you can add, say, just add some color to it, so become much more interesting rather than just to feel a fixed color. Okay, just add something, so just become much more interesting. Okay, this time I'm not going to, you know, fix that to a specific layer, because that will be pretty boring, and I want to sort of make the line disappear a little bit, just to, you know, make things interesting. I think maybe a little bit lighter should do. Just make, adding a little bit of volume by make it show above or below the area. And since you got the folded part, if you got this dark area here, it should be the folded part. So there will be a dark area as well as a light area. Okay, the dark and light. So what I want to do is to find a color in between and just add a tiny little bit transition. Okay, so I'm going to add a tiny little bit transition here. Yeah, that's simply too much. Maybe add it here. Let me just okay, and just do something like this. So add a tiny little bit transition, so it will not be too abrupt change. Okay, so maybe add more light here. I don't want an abrupt change like this. Okay, so just add some hard transition. Okay, that's very interesting. The area here should be like lighter, because the light should directly fall to this area. So I'm going to add a transition color, and I'm going to add a little bit folded transition color here, maybe a little bit bigger. like full this transition here. Yeah, that's much better, but I think it's a little bit too much. Okay, maybe a little bit smaller. Okay, that's good. And transition area, just add a tiny little bit here. Maybe add a little bit here. The left side, I think maybe I should alpha lock this, or make it like alpha clip to here. Or I can just do that with like precision. Okay, at this stage, I prefer to, this is just my personal preference, I prefer to use a more like painterly um, technique. Okay, so you can get a nice transition. You can even add some like interesting color. So for example, depending on the light, so for example some orangish bright color, you can also add that, or you can add something and then using the different settings to add it as well. So yeah, so um, yeah, and I think the base color here should be much brighter. Okay, so I'm trying to find a way to brighten it up. um, Add something like this to brighten it up. Okay, just to make it brighter. Maybe this is a interesting way to add things. And of course, you can just add some of the like the I think the skin color, maybe a little bit too much, so it's sort of obstruct the painting that I want to draw. Yeah, and okay, I'm going to duplicate this because I think the edges are simply too much. So the lines are simply too much. So soft airbrush, make it soft. Okay, I want to change the edges a little bit. Okay, it's not the edges. Oh yeah, yeah. Sorry, it's not the edges. So I just need to get rid of this, and it should do. Okay, so much nicer. And yeah, to be honest, I'm not too satisfied with this. Still, I want like a brighten up, and this like tiny little detail part also need to be changed. So I will just use some paint thing to quickly get things done. So first, if I want more light to shine, just add this, so you sort of serve as a eraser. Okay, so we can actually do that. If you want add a tiny little like shadow area, you can got this in between color here, like in between color, make it a little bit darker, add a soft brush, thin line, like really small thin line in between. Okay, just to make it down like this. Okay, so just add a tiny little line here can give you a sort of a like distinguish part, so you can like get here and you can make it more subtle, and make it more subtle, just to make it more subtle down a little bit. Okay, and do not need to add a lot of pressure this way. And here you can also like change it to some like brighter color. Let me just make it brighter, so it got like a brighter transition as well. Okay, at this stage I think you can even smudge it a little bit, just to make things more interesting. You can smudge it, of course. Yeah, at this stage you can actually do whatever you want. Okay, so yeah, and yeah, this is already pretty good. Let me add the icing on the cake, which would be really highlight area, like soft medium brush above, and just add the brightest light possible. add a little bit bigger. Okay, so light, 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 smaller, light, light, here. I think the folded part should have more light, sort of shine above, like here, shine above, because I already got this transition, so I should be more brave about the light. Got here, here, and what's down below should have more light, and here. You got dark area, so you have got the light area as well. So what's above should be light, and what's below should be like the dark area. So the transition, a little bit smaller maybe. Okay. Okay, something like that. So yeah, so I got this like the lightest area, and I think the the line art is not good enough. So where's my line? Here. Oh, this is the line. So let me just get rid of the line. Yeah, so much better. If I get rid of line, it's a lot not so like constrained. So the clothes looks so much better. And I think you can also adjust the setting a little bit. So for example, you can change the setting to I don't know, maybe color dodge, something like a soft color dodge. So you can change not only the lightness but also the saturation as well. Um, or stick with normal, like the one I like it. And then the dark area, I think the dark shadow area, still a little bit too much. I want like dampen it down tiny little bit, but not dark enough, so the like in between will be invisible. Yeah, so maybe something like this, just a tiny little bit dampen it down, and the area here, like really dark area, I'm going to leave it alone. Here, normal things I want add a little bit in between, so maybe overlay. Yeah, maybe soft light, hard light. Yeah, that's just simply too much. Hue and saturation can give you an interesting feeling. Color luminosity. Luminosity is also pretty interesting. Let me compare that with normal. Yeah, maybe not enough. So I'm going to duplicate this and make this a softer light. Okay? Maybe not softer light. I want to dark this a little bit. Subtract is too much. Subtract a tiny little bit, that's okay. A little bit of Gaussian blur should make it just a tiny hint. Yeah, that's pretty good. Then the edges, tiny little simpler. Yeah. So yeah, pretty good, pretty good. So yeah, I think that's the better one than this. This is just really messy. This part is a little bit messy. So here I got this like distinguished folded part ready, and yeah, I think it looks much nicer than my previous one. Yeah, so I'm going to just add a little tiny little bit. I want this to be more curved. It's more like a straight line. Okay, so I want this to be more curved. Maybe use a hard brush. Okay. Yeah, that's much better. Maybe add more light here. Yeah, it turned out that if I use like hard brushes is fairly good. Make it small. Maybe that's too small. Yeah, I think use hard brush is pretty good. Yeah, this looks pretty good. Yeah, maybe I need to use hard brush more because I sort of influenced by the painterly skill, so I'm not so sure about myself. So I tend to use less hard round brush, and more about this soft brush. So I think when I try this hard round brush, I feel pretty good. Let me add some interesting color here. So maybe bluish color, like the dark shadow area. Maybe a little bit blue. Yeah, pretty interesting. Maybe a little bit pinkish color. Okay, I'm not sure, so maybe make it bigger. Dampen it down a little bit, just to make things interesting. Yeah, this looks pretty good. Maybe a little blue. I want more blue. Um, yeah, very good. Maybe too much. A little smaller. Yeah, pretty interesting. Maybe a little bit. Yeah, as well. Yeah, maybe too much. Yeah, I want to mix it up just to make it even more interesting. Yeah, yeah, that's much better. That's much better. Let me squint it a little bit. Okay, so let me change a background color just to maybe a little bit darker background color. Yeah, I forgot. I got this like a little bit transparent, so I can't change too much without changing the body's color. If too dark, you sort of show. Yeah, can I just hide this body? Um, yeah, that's much better. That's much better. Okay, yeah. Thanks. Bye.